Good evening. This is All India Radio Kohima. I'm Jonas Yantan with Evening News. The headlines. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar says 4 Quad member nations have collectively affirmed importance of maintaining free, open and inclusive Indo-Pacific. Information and Broadcasting Minister Prakash Javadekar releases SOP on reopening of cinema halls from October 15th. Nagaland's COVID-19 caseload rises to 6,662 after 68 more people tested positive. And Committee on Government Assurances conducts spot verification of ongoing road improvement works in Dimapur and Kohima. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar said that as vibrant and pluralistic democracies with shared values, the 4 Quad member nations have collectively affirmed the importance of maintaining a free, open and inclusive Indo-Pacific. Dr. S. Jaishankar, in his opening remarks at a second Quad ministerial meeting in Tokyo, Japan, today said that the member countries remain committed to upholding the rules-based international order, transparency, freedom of navigation in the international seas, respect for territorial integrity and sovereignty and peaceful resolution of disputes in the region. Dr. Jaishankar is on a tour to visit to Tokyo, which began today. Earlier in the day, he met Secretary of State of the United States, Mike Pompeo. Information and Broadcasting Minister Prakash Javadekar today released the standard operating procedures regarding reopening of cinema halls in the country from 15th of this month. Briefing the media in New Delhi, he informed that cinema halls would be allowed to function at 50% capacity as was earlier stated in the guidelines of the Home Ministry. Javadekar said that seating arrangement has to be made on alternate chairs, leaving adequate space between visitors in accordance with physical distancing norms. Usage of face masks and sanitizers will be mandatory, and cinema halls have been asked to maintain proper air ventilation inside the auditoriums. The minister also informed that a 1-minute clipping spreading awareness about protocols to be followed during COVID times will also be screened in the theatres and cinema halls both before the starting of the movie and during the interval. Nagaland's COVID-19 caseload has risen to 6,662 today as 68 more people tested positive for the infection. Health Minister S. Pangyapom in a tweet said Dimapur recorded 31 cases, Kohima 29, Peren 4, Mukochung 2 and Mon 2. Also 37 patients have been discharged today, of which 28 were from Dimapur, Kohima 4, Mon 3 and 2 from Pek, taking the total recoveries to 5,408. Currently, the state has 1,179 active cases. Health Minister Dr. Harsh Vardhan today released the Ayush Standard Treatment Protocol through video conferencing. The protocol contains the details of self-care guidelines for preventive health measures to help protect against COVID-19 pandemic. The upgradation of protocols by the Ministry of Ayush has been done in sync with ICMR and CSIR. Nagaland State is observing the second phase of National Deworming Day from 19 to 31st of October. Mission Director, National Health Mission, Dr. Kevichusa Medikra informed that during the week-long program, all children from 1 to 19 years will be given free deworming tablets, which will be administered by health workers. This news comes to you from All India Radio, Kohima. The centre dispersed nearly 20,000 crore rupees among the states from the amount collected as compensation cess this year. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman made the announcement to this effect after the 42nd GST Council meet yesterday. Briefing the media in New Delhi, Finance Minister informed that by next week, the centre will also disperse 25,000 crore rupees towards integrated GST for 2017-18 to those states that received less amount due to the anomalies. The GST Council also recommended the extension of leeway of compensation cess beyond the transition period of 5 years, which is beyond June 2022 for such period as may be required to meet a revenue cap. Sitharaman informed the GST Council deferred the decision on a mode of payment of bending GST compensation share of the states to 12th October meeting of the Council. She said that about 20 to 21 states chose the option given by the centre, which allowed the states to borrow to cover the compensation shortfall. However, other states, Sitharaman said, did not choose any option and wanted the centre to borrow and pay the shortfall. Committee on Government Assurances members led by its chairman, MLA Kozolozo Nino, today conducted on-the-spot verification for assessing the status and quality of the ongoing road improvement works in Dimapur and Kohima city portion under National Highway 39. In Dimapur, the team visited Kolakhat Gate to Zion Hospital Junction, Jumukurima Police Gate to Batkai Bridge Junction. During the course of inspection, core gutting machine was used for checking the thickness of DBM, top density, quality and voids. MLA also expressed satisfaction on the progress in the four-laning road. Advisor IPR, SCRT and Home Guards, Toshi Wongtong emphasized on the importance of public safety besides quality work. MLAs Ishak Konyak, Dr. Ngangshi Keao, Kenyi Zako Nakro, Moa Doshi were present during the spot verification besides PWD officials. Kohima Smart City is among the 113 cities that have registered for the Streets for People Challenge. The challenge is an initiative of the Smart Cities Mission, Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. The Streets for People Challenge is the response to the need for making our cities more walkable and pedestrian-friendly. In a release, CEO Kohima Smart City Development Limited, Kovi Mayase said, the challenge will run into 2 stages, which include pilot intervention and conceptual scale-up plan and scaling up the transformation and strategizing measures for long-term impact. Stating that Kohima Smart City's strength lies on the community, he said it is in the process of forming core teams with representatives from among citizens and organizations for consultation and envisioning together for a sustainable urban planning. Mayase therefore urged all citizens and organizations to extend support to each city through suggestions by logging the ministry website smartnet.niua.org/India Street Challenge/support-your-city. School Education Department has informed that under the initiative of MSIP Hub's Hyderabad project India 4.0 Dr. APJ, a total of 15,000 children from the state of Nagaland will be selected for the first phase of the project, which commences on 15th of this month. Principal Director of School Education Shanavas C informed that the selected students will have access to online programs like Exponential Performance Mindset and Continuous Capacity Building program, besides a comprehensive ecosystem for accelerated online learning is also designed at free of cost. He said the selected students will be trained by industry experts and alumni of Stanford, IITs, IIMs, and will be taken care of until they reach 21 years of age. He said the department will appoint district nodal officers to assist selected students in pursuing the course. Shanavas further urged the school heads, teachers and parents to encourage children to make use of this opportunity, saying that seats are offered on first-come, first-served basis. For registration, interested students can visit the website www.ondegomodel.com/free-education-for-children. Now 20 News, here the main points again. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar says 4 Quad member nations have collectively affirmed importance of maintaining free, open and inclusive Indo-Pacific. Information and Broadcasting Minister Prakash Javadekar releases SOP on reopening of cinema halls from October 15. Nagaland's COVID-19 caseload rises to 6,662 after 68 more people tested positive. And Committee on Government Assurances conducts spot verification of the ongoing road improvement works in Dimapur and Kohima. That is all we have in this evening news bulletin. Good night.